This week sees the first chapter of Fort Forinthry, specifically New Foundations. There's of course a quest that sees you start the building of the fort, but we'll talk about that on this week's episode of Update. What I want to talk about today is the construction update delivered with the fort. The construction update lets a player train from level 1 to 99 without the player-owned house. For years, the player-owned house was the icon of the construction skill. With the player-owned house being the sole construction training method for years, it became stagnant and the POH has become less useful over time. This has caused players to ask for a construction rework. The template most have in their minds for skill rework is what was done with mining and smithing, but we've been told that a construction rework would be as big as building a new skill. So what's going to be the alternative to that? Fort Forinthry is the alternative. There are 4 buildings that can be built today, with more on the way as the story progresses. For someone starting RuneScape today and jumping into the Fort Forinthry story, this is what construction is to them. If this is what they see construction as, the player-owned house becomes secondary. With that, we have to ask the question, did Jagex just rework the construction skill with one update? By the strictest sense, no, but as more buildings are added and if players take to this kind of construction training, then we shouldn't rule out seeing more surface world construction added in the future. Fort Forinthry is presented as a hub, but what if another construction update provided a new way for players to show off their wealth and prestige, as the player-owned house was initially intended? Or, what if another set of buildings in a far-flung forest augmented firemaking and woodcutting? Put simply, Fort Forinthry is the potential beginning of a reimagining of what the construction skill for RuneScape is. Once Fort Forinthry is complete and players get their hands on all the new buildings, it's possible that construction will become synonymous with Fort Forinthry. Fort Forinthry is also a lot closer to what RuneScape founder Andrew Gower initially envisioned for the construction skill. To deliver on that vision means something, and it shows the impact in perception that an update like Fort Forinthry can have. That impact is that with Fort Forinthry, RuneScape updates are now in a position to deliver content that feels like a rework to a large piece of content without undertaking the year-long rework process. The old content maintains its viability, and the new content breathes fresh life into a skiller area. We'll have all the details, XP rates, and of course a discussion on accessibility on this week's episode of Update right here on this channel. What do you think? Should the fort in this week's update be thought of as a rework to the construction skill? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video or just like our content, give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you this weekend.